Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Hit the Ropes Radio. This is episode 318. Thank you for all of those who have been rolling with us. It has been one heck of a ride. It continues. My name is Shane Howard, and I will soon be joined by the one and only Courtney McIntosh, aka Black Max, as we like to call him. He is running a little bit behind, but we have to discuss two big names in pro wrestling. Um, we'll be discussing Jimmy Superfly Snuka and his recent passing, and also the news of Kurt Angle being the first inductee into the 2017 WWE Hall of Fame. So, for those who will be in the Orlando area in 2 months, you will be able to see the one and only it's damn true, be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So, Demetrius and I will get into that as well. Good news for the WWE in terms of this week's Raw, that their viewership actually went up. Last week they had about a 2.9 million average viewership, and this week's Raw went up to 3.3 if you round that. So that was good news. The WWE has been flirting with sub 3 million viewership for Raws for past few weeks now, and we even mentioned a couple weeks ago that they were beaten by SmackDown in terms of viewership. So that is good news for the WWE landscape. That was probably helped out by the fact that Brock Lesnar appeared on the show, though he didn't really do much. And next week's show is supposed to have the return of the one Bill Goldberg. So let's see if they continue that trend in the right direction as we get closer to WrestleMania. This tends to be the time of year where wrestling fans, well, WWE fans, tend to tune in a whole lot more because we are on that road to WrestleMania. So we'll definitely see if the WWE writers can continue to put together some compelling television for people to view. Because honestly, Raw this past week was not that bad. It really was not a chore as recent Raws have been. If Demetrius plans on getting into SmackDown, I can't help him out there because I was not able to watch SmackDown last night. I have it on the DVR. So anything of note, hopefully he'll be able to add it. I don't like to do spoilers, other than the fact that I know Mickey James was around. Other than that, I have no idea what happened on the show. I can only assume what Mickey James' role was on the show without watching it, because if I'm correct, it's what I was predicting on a couple shows ago. So I am not into, spoiling. No, I am not into spoiling. I do not like to spoil. As somebody in the chat room is quick to call me out on that. Thank you for those who are joining in on the chat room. For those who are not, please do so. It's fun sometimes when they're not lying, like Mr. Darius Brown. I don't like spoilers. It just so happens that my stream is always faster than everybody else's. Hoping everybody has had a great week. I really don't want to get into anything massive because I'm saving some stuff for the one, Mr. Courtney McIntosh, who is going to grace us with his presence. One can only hope. you are looking at somebody who is doing similar to what the WWE wants to do, which is expand their brand to the Far East. Just got some good news that me, this guy, is going to get a second job where I will be teaching some children in Beijing via the internet. So while the WWE is trying to get a firmer foothold in Japan and China, I'm following their lead. You know, so Shane O'Mac was over in China. I'm now over in China. That's just how we roll. Mr. Mac just sent a homing pigeon to state that he will be right on, probably in the kitchen, baking up a cheesecake real quick. But now that Lucha Underground is no longer on, I'm kind of stuck with something to watch on Wednesdays. I know NXT comes on Wednesdays. I don't tend to watch it live because there's family and all of this that goes on at 8 o'clock time. I gotta fill in with some family time before I jump on for HTR. So I'm not gonna sit there and watch, NXT. And Lucha Underground is something that I DVR so that after the show I go ahead and pop that in. Well, not pop that in. It's not a VCR. I used to watch VCRs, back when everybody started on DVRs. But kind of, missing something to do on Wednesdays other than NXT. So, I'm all for another company popping up on TV to give me something to watch, or on the internet. For those who are listening, always feel free to tweet us if there is a promotion you want us to try to check out, as long as it's feasible. I'm not going to go and buy wrestling DVDs. I used to do that. I'm now a family guy. I can't just go buy wrestling DVDs like that. If it's on the internet, if it's on YouTube, they got a free stream somewhere, let me know. I'll check it out. And I'm pretty sure the other guys will check it out too. Darius passed along the news that Michael Tarver, remember that guy? Yeah, Michael Tarver, that boxing gimmick dude from, those original NXT days. He's still around. I'm not sure if he's still wrestling, but apparently this dude is rapping. I remember hearing him, dabbling in rap a while back. Yeah, that kind of rhymed. I throw down myself. But he there's a recent song. I listened to it last night. I'm not sure exactly what to think of it. I'm pretty sure if this was on the mainstream radio, I'm not entirely sure. To it last night, it would get somebody to turn down. Thank you, Courtney Mack.
Yo,
what's up?
How do I sound? I got some new headphones, as you can see. How do they sound?
You are extremely loud in my ear right now. I'm not entirely sure.
My bad.
But I was talking about Michael Tarver and his music that Darius pointed out to me, because I want everybody who's listening in the archives or live, that they can always send us some stuff if they want us to check it out, whether it be pro wrestling or wrestlers who turn rappers or rappers who turn wrestlers, whoever it may be. Did you get a chance to listen to Michael Tarver?
I didn't.
The Hammer again?
I know. I said I was going to listen to it when I got home from work yesterday, but Man, I was tired, so I just got home. It was a late night, and I just crashed. So, no, I didn't listen to it.
Okay. All right.
But you know what? I am going to tell the people, for the people, I am going to listen to it. Uh, I am going to listen to it after the show tonight.
Okay. Well, I was kind of just trying to, you know, talk about a bunch of different things before getting into the meat of tonight's show. Um,
Word.
but I just wanted to add one more thing because it was brought up in the chat room. I did put out a review of the latest WWE movie, Surf's Up 2. Um, so please head over to hittheropesradio.com to check that out. If you are a fan of the WWE, then and you are, 10 years old or something, you're gonna enjoy Surf's Up 2. It's kind of crazy that they got this franchise, I guess, because the first Surf's Up was like 10 years ago, and for such a long break between movies, it's not always going to work. Um, I didn't particularly care for Surf's Up 2. I did like Surf's Up the original.
Shout out
but
to Shia LaBeouf.
yeah, yep. He was not in the sequel, by the way. I'm pretty sure that was expected, but it was good for my kids. They cared for it. So I guess the intended audience, it worked for them. So if you have a child who enjoys wrestling and does not have a problem with seeing the Undertaker as a bird, then go ahead and check out Surf's Up 2 from the WWE. All right, Mac. So tonight I want to focus on two big names, one being Kurt Angle and the other one being Jimmy Superfly Snuka. So I want to get the sad news, the mournful one out of the way first. So I want to go to Jimmy Superfly. He passed away at the age of 73. Died on Sunday. That news was put out there by The Rock. I think he was the first one. He is survived by two wrestling entities, performers. Deuce, if anybody remembers Deuce and Domino, he's one of his children, and Tamina Snuka as well. First, what are your thoughts on Superfly Jimmy Snuka, the wrestler? Were you a big fan? Did you follow him? Were you not a fan? What are your thoughts on Superfly the wrestler?
Well, as a kid, I loved. Let me know if I'm still too loud. I do hear. Do you hear static?
I don't hear static, but
okay.
Apparently somebody did.
So I used to love Superfly when I was a kid. I had the toy. Loved watching them on the cartoon. So as far I didn't get to see much of Superfly like in his prime because I was not necessarily born yet. But I do remember him being a great performer. His top rope splash was one of the best I've seen. Shout out to Superfly, But yeah, it's unfortunate that he had been in the news, recently for unfortunate stuff, but it's still kind of like it's a sad day to lose him. So rest in peace to Superfly Jimmy Smith.
Yeah, I think I fall in the same boat with you in terms of not being around in terms of when he was in his true heyday. I saw a lot of his stuff post wrestling, where thanks to the internet. That's why I was able to really see um, Jimmy Superfly. And apparently, your phone, I mean, your not your phone, your mic is extremely staticky, according to those in the chat room. I am not hearing it, but it could just be because you and I are doing this thing straight, on Google Hangouts while they're getting it through YouTube. Not entirely sure. But Darius wants you to throw your computer away, just so you know. So, Superfly is somebody that I was able to see his greatness after he was pretty much done in the ring. Um, that iconic splash from the top rope. That's always going to be shown. I think 10, 15 years from now, while if the WWE is still around, that is something they're going to always pull out of their library to show that whenever they're talking about Madison Square Garden or a cage match, they're going to throw that video in there somehow, some way. He comes from a long, a family or a group of wrestlers who are always going to be, it seems, associated with pro wrestling. So his name is going to continue on in pro wrestling. But you kind of touched on it without going into it, and I thank you. There's some murky stuff when it comes to Superfly because back in 1983, there was the death of his girlfriend, Nancy Argentino. He ended up being like the main suspect, and he was never charged for it. But everybody seems to be pointing at, this is the guy who killed her, and he pretty much got away with murder. And then the WWE did their tribute to him, and we've seen the WWE in the past when it comes to some, questionable character issues. They might just do a quick graphic, just put up their face, the name, the date of birth, and the date of death, and that's it. Not Snuka. He got himself a nice little video, and some people are feeling away about this. What are your thoughts on the WWE doing the video vignette, I guess I should call it, for Snuka?
I guess I don't really have a problem with it. I guess it is what it is. A lot of people loved Superfly. A lot of people, remember Superfly, fondly. And the fact that he was never convicted, I think that was, had he been convicted, I believe that it would be totally different. But the fact that he was never convicted, I believe that, that kind of, they kind of felt, hey, he's not convicted or nothing. He's still Superfly to us. We're going to give him a tribute. And it was a beautiful tribute video, by the way. It was actually, to me, one of the best that, I've seen. So.
Apparently your mic is still not better.
Yeah, and it's weird because I kind of hear it, but it's like when I talk, it's kind of like me breathing into the mic or something like that. I don't know what it is. Wow.
I don't know.
All right, so I'm gonna jump out and then jump back in. All right.
I'm sorry for those who are going to be listening to this in the archive, but somebody pointed out something in the chat room who's watching this, and I had the same exact thought with your background, dude. Like, What's going on? Is it laundry day right now? What the
Oh
heck is
yeah,
going?
man. Straight up laundry day, man. Hey, man, this is what happens when you have to when you wash. You know, you get the big idea of washing all the clothes in the house, not realizing like, yo, you wash all the clothes in one day, you're gonna have to fold them all one day. So I just washed these last night and this morning, and hey, man, I didn't have a chance to put them away yet. So, but I'm about to jump right back in. I'll be right back, guys.
All right. Well, hopefully he'll jump back in with some less staticky microphone. But as I was saying, with people got a little heated about what the WWE did, and I don't necessarily have an issue with it, but that's me. Um, Even when Chris Benoit, yeah, I just said his name. Even when Chris Benoit passed away, and the WWE chose to, say something along the line, basically say that this guy never existed. They scrubbed him from their library. I didn't even see the point of that because, regardless, people who watch, they know that he was part of the WWE. So regardless of Superfly's issues, he was part of the WWE family, and he was not. Sure, he paid the family some money. Um, he was not convicted, and he probably got saved by the court system where they were like, his trial was starting up again, and they said that he was not fit enough to stand trial and all of that. But you know, we're supposed to be in this country where it's about innocent until proven guilty, and we need to trust the system and all of this other stuff. If the guy was not proven to be guilty, I'm not going to say anything about what they did. It was a nice tribute. If you did not care for Superfly, the person, because of what he may or may not have done, um, well, you're gonna feel the way you do. But I think the WWE took the stance where, since he was not proven to be the killer of his then girlfriend, then they were gonna go as planned, as they do with other fallen wrestlers. And I also think the fact that Superfly and is part of, like, the Rock's people, so I don't think that hurts either. Nepotism is alive and well, and it's always about who you know more than what you know sometimes.
True, very true. Golly, I
I,
can I can still hear. Can you hear the static? 'Cause
I
I
can't
can.
I can't hear any static.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe my headphones are so awesome that they block all static.
All right.
I'm just hoping that's the case. Darius is saying that the WWE is extremely wishy-washy because just like they keep China out, but they're okay with X-Pac. Well, again, nepotism. X-Pac, Sean Waltman is, kind of close with Triple H and them guys. He was part of the clique. Uh, China, she was kicked to the curb because Stephanie McMahon was the better play.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, nepotism. It sucks, but when you know about when it's pro wrestling, and I mentioned this in the article that I did with about John Cena, Alex Riley, and Ryback. When it comes to wrestling, from the outside looking in, I already know that wrestling is full of politics. I already
Right.
know that there's backbiting and there's backstabbing and there's connivers and scammers. I know all of this goes on in pro wrestling from me not being in pro wrestling. So, I have to know that sometimes it is all about who you know. And if I can buddy up with Triple H over here, I know that's going to work out for me in the long run. But guess what? I got to feed my family. So as long as I'm not going to, destroy my moral compass or whatever, I don't see anything wrong with me being like, yo, let me lift some weights next to Triple H and, whisper in his ear and get some pointers and all this other stuff. I don't see the point of that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. All right. So, any other thoughts on Mr. Jimmy Superfly Snuka? Man, this man left again. Didn't even give me a heads up. All right, so we're gonna move from Jimmy Superfly, and we're gonna go into the more celebratory news. And the more celebratory news is not the fact that Lana did nude scenes. Although I would celebrate Lana doing nude scenes, but that is not where I was going. I'm going to the fact that Kurt Angle is the first inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, which you would be able to see Friday, March 31st, 2017. Are you excited that Kurt Angle is going into the Hall of Fame, Mr. Morty Mac?
Yeah, I am. Oh my goodness. I hear it now. Like, it's not my headphones. It's my computer for some reason. Gosh. All right. Sorry. I'll be right back. I'm about to jumping out and jumping back in again. This is ridiculous. I can't believe this Google Chromebook that I got here. I'm going to switch to my wife's Windows 10 machine. See if that works. I'll be right back here. Hold it down.
Why does it always seem that whenever Courtney and I do show, there's always some kind of technical difficulties? I was going to suggest he use his phone. I mean, I did that the other night. But he's going to go use his wife's computer. I guess we should not use a Chromebook. I never was interested in that computer myself. But now I guess I should never get one because apparently we can't do hit the ropes without some issues using a Google Chromebook. Shout out to Google Chrome. Get your stuff together. All right, so Kurt Angle is going into the WWE Hall of Fame. I am not surprised by this because Kurt Angle has always wanted to come back to the WWE. Every time his contract was getting close to expiring in TNA, there was always talks about whether or not he would return to the WWE. He was openly admitting him wanting to come back to the WWE. So I'm not surprised that he's going to be inducted. I didn't know it was going to be this year. I didn't know, that he would be first, but I'm not surprised that he's going into the WWE Hall of Fame because Kurt Angle is deserving of Hall of Fame, accolades. He's a true Olympic medalist. He won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. He came into WWE. He pretty much learned pro wrestling quick, fast, and in a hurry, and then he excelled at it. And at one point, you could have said that he was the greatest pro wrestler of his time at one point, just like how we praise AJ Styles now, and Daniel Bryan before, or Okada, or Ibushi, or any of these other guys. That was Kurt Angle at one point, and he did it, quick, fast, and in a hurry, because this guy was doing the Greco-Roman wrestling stuff, the stuff you see in your high school gyms. And when I say high school gyms, I'm not talking about 6, 7 o'clock at night, where it's a bunch of, you know, wrestlers who used to be in the bigger companies who are now doing this for like 50, $100. I'm talking
Mhm.
about the thing on the ears, and they've got the leotard, the one piece leotard and all of that. That kind of wrestling. He went from that to pro wrestling, where you're pulling punches and you got razors to cut yourself open, and you have predetermined finishes. He went and excelled at that with some great freaking charisma as well, because I still remember his stuff with Stone Cold, where they're in the back and they're playing, their music, and the little, ukulele or guitar or whatever, the beer, the milk bath, all of that stuff. Angle has left a great memory. He is definitely Hall of Fame worthy, and I'm gonna now pause and let Mr. Courtney McIntosh, hopefully with a working microphone and computer, give you his initial thoughts on Kurt Angle going into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, it's true. It's damn true. I first of all, I love Kurt Angle. You guys think I stand for John Cena? I was like a Kurt Angle stan. You know, just everything about man, the Olympian. You know what I'm saying? The All American, milk drinking. And boy, could he wrestle. Yeah, he still can. He still can wrestle now. Even though his body is like pretty much worn down. But I love Kurt Angle. I definitely think he's a surefire Hall of Famer. Back in his heyday, the only person that was bringing charisma like he was on a night-to-night basis was probably The Rock. Hey, I think Kurt Angle is absolutely deserving of a Hall of Fame spot.
All right, I'm checking to see if checking there. I don't know. They're saying it's not the computer, it's you. So I don't know.
It's
Maybe.
and it's crazy because now I'm on my phone. This is all right. Okay, so I'm away from my computer now. Can you guys
Maybe.
still? I'm away from my computer, guys. Tell me how I sound, because so my phone was sitting on my computer. Um, if y'all in the chat room, please let me know how this sounds. It's so embarrassing, so embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
Yeah.
man, my plan was to have the Kurt Angle theme playing in the background. Sorry, I'm covering myself. But I just don't know what's going on with the static. Like, really. Okay.
I'm just gonna put like this guy here, and he's just going to be my co-host, because I feel like you're gonna have to fall out. I don't know. Maybe you gotta drive and leave your city. Maybe it's the internet connection in your city. I don't know.
I don't know, man, because okay. This is frustrating. So, different part of the house I'm trying now, and I still hear static. All right. Damn it. All right, I'm so frustrated right now. Oh my! And I don't have my computer, so I can't tell if I can hear the static. So, dang it! Let me try the other headphone. Oh my God.
Oh, okay. Yes. In the chat room, I remember battle rap Kurt Angle. Battle rap Kurt Angle was awesome sauce. Um, Seriously, Kurt. You have The Rock who has his plethora of videos on YouTube where it's a compilation of like some entertaining moments. I haven't looked, but I feel compelled to after the show to look at a Kurt Angle compilation of his time in the WWE because he was so darn entertaining with all the foolishness that he did. Whether it was him acting like this innocent choir boy and just doing a bunch of tomfoolery, it was always good stuff. I am interested in finding out who is going to induct him in the Hall of Fame. I know he's big friends with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Um, Maybe it's Music Man. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, he said that he wants Austin. Dang it!
Okay. So now I'm going here, and I still have no idea why this happened. I have no idea. Oh, this is so perfect.
Take out the headphones. I don't know. Just hold up the side like you Wile E. Coyote. I don't know.
Man, not the headphones, not my computer. Now I'm on my phone.
Take the headphones off. I wasn't using headphones when I was on my phone, and I thought and move very far away from your computers. Just do something so we can get through this show.
Okay, sorry. We gonna get through it, Shane. We gonna get through it.
Now I want some Cocoa Puffs.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to find my wife's computer.
Baby. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep passing and keep going. All right. So yeah, he mentioned Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm all for that. Austin is very humorous, so I'm pretty sure we could get some nice anecdotes from Stone Cold about Kurt Angle. I feel like there would be some interesting road trip stories when it came to Kurt Angle. Apparently, Trump is to blame. Trump wants free, not free, but he wants health care for everybody. I think he's gonna need technical support for Courtney McIntosh as well. He's still trying to fix his stuff. I can see him, but he's muted himself. And this is just freaking ridiculous. If you don't come back to us after listening to this show, I kind of don't blame you, but I don't want you to go that route. So please, if you're listening to this and you've listened this far, you might as well continue and then tune in the next week because I'm pretty sure we will have all technology working in good fashion. So, as I was saying about the WWE Hall of Fame, the WWE posted the pre-sale password for the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony, which will be taking place at the Amway Center, March 31st in Orlando. The pre-sale password is TWEETS, TWEETS, TWEETS. You can use that on Ticketmaster. So for anybody who is looking to go to the Hall of Fame, you can go ahead and write down that word or save it in your phone or just go straight to Ticketmaster after listening to this if you did not know it yet, and type in the word tweets, and that will be your pre-sale password via Ticketmaster only. Courtney's muted himself. I don't know what he's doing. He's in like deep thought, trying to figure out what's the next thing that he could do. Go without the headphones. I thought you were at good at one point when you moved your phone away from your computer. I don't know, but I think the headphones is kind of killing you. So I would do without the headphones as well. Did you watch Raw? I asked this man a question and he disappeared. Jesus help me. Did you watch Raw?
I did watch Raw. Ah!
Oh. All right.
This is
Yep. I'm not. I'm not gonna keep going. I'm not gonna keep going. We're gonna go about 45 minutes tonight, and that's gonna be it because I just feel that this continuing is just gonna be a running gag. It's kind of like Emelina coming soon. It's kind of a running gag, and every time that Courtney's going to talk, I feel that there's going to be some kind of issue. And again, I don't even hear it, so this makes it crazy. But apparently everybody else is hearing it. So with that being said, I'm just going to wrap tonight's show right here and say we thank you for joining us. I found the whole technical difficulty stuff hilarious, but that's because I was doing it live. If you don't find the technical difficulty issue as funny, I'm very sorry. And I'm going to say you can still follow us on hittheropesradio.com. That is our website. We post at least one article almost every day. We're always looking for new writers, whether it is that you want to do recaps, if you want to do original pieces. I mean, hell, if you want to make up original songs and post them on YouTube and whatever, we could be an avenue. We could be an avenue for that too. If you want to do a feature film, we got you. I mean, it can't be any worse than Surf's Up 2. But thank you for joining us. You can find us on Twitter at Hit the Ropes. You can find me on Twitter, Shane, SHANE 184. And with that being said, good night.